Hello there, welcome back to Beauty Bee and to my summer favorites video. It's hard to believe that we have almost reached the end of summer. It is actually the day before Labor Day as I'm filming this. For those of you not from the US, Labor Day here is the unofficial end of summer. The official end, of course, falls where it does for the rest of the Northern Hemisphere on September 21st or something. So I still have a couple weeks of my favorite season left. I really try in these videos not to talk a whole lot about particular products, but more to talk about colors or techniques, just general trends in the beauty and sometimes fashion sphere that I've really been enjoying over the past season. I think we're going to start with a type of product that has been absolutely my favorite thing over the last couple of months, and that has definitely been the tinted lip balm. I think a lot of us are on the same train with these. I grabbed 4 out of my stash. I somehow have accumulated quite a few over the past few months, but I've been absolutely loving them. So the one that I'm wearing today is from e.l.f. This is the Hydrating Core Lip Shine in the shade Delightful. It's a really beautiful, soft mauvey purple color. Been loving this one. And then I just added another one in the shade Ecstatic. This is the one that I'm pretty sure is thought of as a dupe for Black Honey from Clinique. Now, I've always eyed Black Honey. I've never owned it, but I've kind of wanted it ever since I heard Emily Noel talk about it in a video years ago at this point, probably like 6 or 7 years ago. And as soon as I put this on for the first time a couple days ago, it was like, yes, this is the exact effect that I was hoping that Black Honey would give me. So even if it's not a dupe, I am very, very happy with this. This one is from Tarte and it's in the shade Rose. This one's more of a mentholy lip balm and it's a little bit more lightly tinted than the e.l.f. ones. And then finally, I guess this one is a little bit less of a tinted lip balm in that this is more of a gel, but this is from Flower. It's one of their Petal Pout lip masks. And this one is the shade Smooch, I think. Yes. I think that these are great for really any time of year, but particularly in the summer. I've been really liking this soft wash of color. Additionally, I've been finding myself more and more really drawn to bright eye looks recently, today being a terrible, terrible example of that. So it's just been helpful to have something that is still some color to my lip. Like often the face looks a little bit imbalanced if you have a lot of eye makeup going on and then completely bare lips. But I don't always want to go just full on makeup everywhere. So these offer a nice balance. Finding more and more that I really do appreciate products that just feel good, that aren't uncomfortable, that I either don't realize I'm wearing from a texture standpoint or actually feel good. I'm a lot less willing to put up with something that's uncomfortable now than I have been in the past. The technique that I've been absolutely loving is using a glowy bronzer over my chest, whatever portion of my chest is visible with my top that day, and then on my shoulders if I'm wearing something sleeveless. I think that this makes a really, really big difference. I got no tan this summer. I never get super tan. I'm just not capable of doing that, but I just wasn't spending a whole lot of time outside this summer. I feel like last summer, a lot of us ended up spending a little bit more time than maybe we usually would have outside because we just wanted to escape our homes, essentially. But this summer, at least the way I feel, is that I've become so accustomed to being at home that I don't feel as trapped, but at the same time, I don't have those social events that I would usually have during the summer where I would be spending time outside. So I've just stayed really pasty. And I think that this bronzer helps to bring a little bit of glow in a really healthy, natural looking way to my skin. I think that this tone of bronzer works really well for this. I definitely do like a glowy bronzer for this purpose. Here's a swatch of this one. This is Park Avenue Princess from Tarte. I just have a little mini, but it has a little bit of sheen to it, but nothing too crazy. I will also sometimes mix a more matte bronzer with a golden highlighter to get a very similar effect. I prefer this though because I feel like I just have a little bit more control because I need to dip in to the bronzer and the highlighter twice, once for each shoulder and then maybe another 1 or 2 times if I'm covering my neck and my chest. I feel like I don't always get the same ratio on each of the shoulders if I'm mixing products. If they're both in the same compact, if they're just pre-mixed for me essentially, I think I do a little bit better of a job of getting a very similar effect on both sides. And I have been using the heck out of this bronzer. I have a really good little dip going on here. And I wouldn't be all that surprised if I hit pan sometime this fall. I've just gone a little bit crazy with my nails this month. I've been enjoying doing multiple colors. I've been doing some nail stickers, lots of glitter, really bright shades. It's just, nothing matters anymore. The world is on fire. I want to wear crazy nail polish, and I've been really, really enjoying that. So I wanted to talk through my favorite manicure that I did this season, and it started, perhaps surprisingly, with a nail polish that I had for quite a while and never gotten very good use out of. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Last nail polish. This is a nude shade. I believe that all of the minis that were in this set that I bought years ago were shades in the line of full-size nail polishes that Wet n Wild sold at that time. But this has been 5 years or so, and I couldn't tell you what the shade name is, but it is a light brownie rose nude, and I started out with this all over the nails, and then I added these nail stickers, and I think that these are intended to be somewhat astrology inspired. You have the star signs in gold and then in black, various suns and moons. You have some eyes, some Saturns. I don't know exactly what this is intended to be. These are hands, some of which have eyes on them. I don't know what that is, but I think these are really pretty, and I put one of these stickers on each of my nails with some of the nails. If I did a bad job of placing the stickers, I would put a couple on, but I just alternated between black and gold. I thought the effect was really, really pretty. It's definitely something that I can see myself wearing quite a bit in the fall. I do have some other nail stickers that I think I will also wear. Those are mostly florals of different types, but I think that as we get into fall, these gold and black ones will get a lot of use from me, and I think they're going to be really fun. I think these will be a really good time. I'm glad that I purchased these. I've made a few changes to my hair care routine over the past few months, and I can't tell you which element of those changes has been giving me the biggest results, because I do think that my hair is looking a little bit better. It's looking a little bit less frizzy, though you wouldn't believe that based on how it looks today. I definitely have less breakage I usually have quite a few little tiny baby hairs sort of all over, and I think that my hair is beginning to be a more uniform length. And I also think that I'm dealing with a little bit less frizz than I have in the past. So there's three main changes that I've incorporated, and I don't know which is to blame or to credit for these changes, but I'm I'm really happy with the results. So the first thing is that I've been only washing my hair every other day. My hair is pretty light in the big scheme of things. It tends to show oil very, very quickly, and I have to use dry shampoo if I go for day 2. So the two that I've been using are the Aussie Clean Volume Dry Shampoo, which I think I've probably owned 2 or 3 cans of this over the years. I think this is nice. It gets the job done. I didn't realize until I read the instructions on this Living Proof Perfect Hair Day dry shampoo, which I got through FabFitFun. I would not have purchased this myself. I didn't realize that you were supposed to leave dry shampoo in to soak up oil for 30 seconds or so and then shake it out. I just been spraying it in and immediately brushing through. So, absolute game changer there. But I think that both of these work quite well. I really have liked this Living Proof one, but I don't think I'm going to repurchase this once it's gone. And I think that is an unfortunately quickly approaching day, because it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot left in either of these. But the every other day shampoo, I think, has been one piece that's really been helping. I've also been incorporating this anti-breakage serum. This one's from OGX, and it is their coconut milk anti-breakage serum. I just use 1 pump of this and apply it with my palms up here after I wash my hair, and then I will put in some leave-in conditioner and brush that through. So as I'm brushing through the leave-in conditioner, this gets brushed through as well. And I think maybe that is what is causing my hair to be in a little bit better shape. The other possible culprit is that I've switched from just normal pillowcases to a more satiny pillowcase. I just got a really inexpensive set from Target, I think. I want to say that the 2-pack was $15 maybe. And I don't know if it actually helps my hair. Like I said, I made all of these changes around the same time, so I can't really separate out which of them has improved my hair. Even if it's not the pillowcase that's caused these improvements, I think that it's just very pleasant. It stays a little bit cooler than my normal sheet material pillowcases do, and certainly I find my hair is less frizzy in the morning when I use the satiny pillowcases than when I used to use the more microfiber or fleecy pillowcases. Those were just Static Electricity Central. In these favorites videos, I generally set myself a goal for the upcoming season, and at the end of my spring video, the goal that I set was to figure out what kind of makeup looks better on camera versus in real life. And I don't know that I've focused on that quite as much as I have on goals in the past. There are a few things that I've noted though. First, it's much harder to go overboard on blush, highlight, and bronzer on camera than in real life. It is amazing how clownish a blush in particular can look in my mirror, or worse yet, in natural lighting, but then I get on camera and it just looks healthy and flushed. It's truly incredible. And the same goes for bronzer and highlighter. What looks overdone in person looks somewhat natural, or at least a bit more understated on camera. I can just get away with using a lot more makeup on camera. I can fill in my brows a little bit deeper, and then it gives me just more structure to my face rather than just looking overly dark and very makeup-y. I find that those brighter, bolder lip colors that are a little bit hard to pull off sometimes will often look a little bit better on camera than the tinted lip balm that I've been absolutely loving for everyday wear will. That at the end of spring, I really thought that I would get ready for the camera a bit more than I have been. I tend to just get ready. I might touch up my lipstick or add some highlighter blush before I start filming, but in general, the way that I present myself on camera is pretty close to what I have worn throughout that day. These next 3 months, I want to try something a little bit different. My first goal is to be really consistent with my skincare. It's hard for me to get into that routine. I'm very good about washing my face every night, and recently I've been okay about doing moisturizer most nights, but anything else has been inconsistent at best. And I want to really buckle down and be consistent about at least using moisturizer. I know that especially as it starts getting colder here, my skin will need that, and it's so much easier to just keep your skin hydrated and in good shape than to let it get really dry and irritated and then try to soothe and rehydrate. It's just an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That's very, very true for skincare. Second, I want to try out some looks that are a little bit less than a full face. For example, what I'm wearing today is something that I think I would like to continue experimenting with. I am not wearing very much eyeshadow today. I have some blue shimmery shadow in my inner corner and then under my brow, and I am using that same blue as a highlighter. And I think this is an interesting look. I think that this suits the vibe that I'm going for a little bit better than the approaching full glam that I often go for. I want to continue to experiment, to find some looks that are intentional, where every piece of makeup that I'm adding to my face is actually doing something for me, and I'm not just following steps the way that you would follow a recipe. I see makeup as less like baking and more like cooking. In baking, you need to follow the instructions pretty much word for word, unless you really, really deeply understand the chemistry and the mechanics of what is going on. If you miss a step, it's going to turn out terribly. But in cooking, you can sort of flavor things to taste. And I want to be more in the cooking mindset than the algorithmic, and I want to be more in the cooking mindset than the algorithmic, prescriptive baking mindset. When extended metaphors enter the chat, it is generally time to wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you will let me know what you have been loving this summer. Summer is definitely my favorite time of year, and I think that it tends to spawn a bit more interesting creations than a lot of other times do. I feel like we tend to have a little bit more free time in the summer, and it seems to spark some creativity that I really, really enjoy seeing the results of. Thanks again for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed, and I really hope that I will see you next time. Bye!